This is Off the Clock with Mo. My guest today is a dear friend of mine, a fellow I grew up with since the days of, well, he had on little drawers. I was wearing boxes, you know, but this is a brother, like a brother to me. Badu Davis.
How y'all doing out there? Y'all doing good?
I think the people doing good. I think it's some people out there that want to know where you been. Ain't nobody seen you in a while, Badu. You know, you got people from school that always ask, where Badu been at? What Badu been up to? I always tell them, well, he fixed airplanes and he was living out the state.
Yeah, I was living out of state out in New Mexico for a couple of years. I lived in Tennessee, then I was living in New Mexico, then I'm moving back. I live back here. What I do, I try to stay away from the people I grew up with. That's what I'm in. I've been avoiding y'all fools.
I mean, from what you sounded like, you sound like you've been in protective custody in New Mexico. What's the do in New Mexico?
Oh, a lot, man. If you outdoors guy, you can do a lot. You like playing sports, you can be outside all day.
Do they have jobs in New Mexico?
Government jobs. It's government jobs. I was on the chain gang, so like I said, it's government jobs.
You was on the chain gang?
Yeah, no. There's a lot of government jobs out of New Mexico. So you got a lot of military out there.
So you got a military job?
Yeah, I had a military contract job out there.
What you doing out there?
Working on the planes. I was carrying the guys. It's like a secret team, like a SWAT team that protect all the nuclear plants and nuclear like weapons. So we like drop them off at different places around the country.
So you be flying around bona fide killers?
Yeah, bona fide killers. I party with them a lot too.
These guys you just drop off to kill anybody who step foot on government ground?
Yeah, basically they protect all the nuclear stuff around weapons or whatever plants or whatever waste, nuclear waste. Yeah. So they like a SWAT team. Something happened, they call these guys and we drop them off to the place they need to be dropped off at.
So have you been to Area 51?
I don't know if I ever been there.
How you don't know?
I know I've been to a place. All it was a landing strip and a tower. And we land there, dropped them off. They walk into the tower. It was nothing else but desert. And they walked into the tower. And we came back in a month and picked them up in that tower a month later. So it was somewhere in Nevada.
Oh, so it wasn't nothing else around. It was just a tower.
A tower and a landing strip.
Like an air traffic tower.
Yep, that's it. They walked into the tower. They brought all their weapons and walked into the tower and disappeared.
But I always thought that after you land, the plane got to be inspected before it take off again.
No, we landed, dropped them off. They took all their weapons. We turned it around. There's one little strip. They went down to the runway, turned the plane around, took off. Get out of there.
So y'all ain't had to maintenance the plane?
And maintenance the plane, they didn't want us to really get off.
So they'd rather for y'all die.
To get off.
Then to get out, make sure all the nuts and bolts and hydraulic juice and all this other stuff, you know, isn't leaking or broke. And they just, hey, if you fall out, you just fall out the sky. All right, shit, we made it.
Yeah, that was it. You don't got to check it every time you land, you know. Check it before you take off and after the end of the day. That's when you want to check your phone.
So you mean you could fly and land 3 times, 4 times in one day, and you don't got to check it again until the following day when you get ready to leave?
Oh, you check it. You know, you check it before you take off. And your last leg, if you had like 3 legs, you check it at the your last leg and make sure everything's good. I mean, you can do periodic checks if you feel you hear something, some noise or something like that. But besides that, I mean, planes are better equipped than cars.
I'm sure they are, but I think it's the consequence that comes along with a malfunctioning plane that outweighs that of a car.
That's why I don't fly no planes I fix.
Now the first time you did this contract, military contract, dropping off these killers and alien hunters and shit, what was your first thought when you first did it for the first time and seen some shit like that?
I thought it was pretty nice. You know what I'm saying? Drop them off in different places, especially when we dropped them off at this one base called Creech Air Force Base. Cause they got a lot of drones out there too.
Drones?
Yeah, drones like flying drones. Big. It's not little drones y'all play like kids and people got their regular drones. These drones is like the size of your house. You know what I'm saying?
For real?
They're flying in the sky, so you see them. You're on a runway. You see them out there fixing on them drones and taking off, just practicing them out there. There's a lot of stuff out in Nevada, man. They got a lot of different stuff out there.
Wow.
Doing practice and stuff. And in New Mexico, they got a lot of stuff. They practice a lot of stuff in those two states.
What New Mexico, what they had shit inside the
New Mexico got nothing but desert, so
Yeah.
you can't really see nothing. You know what I'm saying? Then you got a lot of like most of the land is taken up by the Native Americans, so the rest is like desert and everything. So the government owns the rest of it. You know what I'm saying?
So is it more government-owned property further west than what it is coming Midwest and East?
I'm not sure about that. I just know they do a lot of testing out in the desert, because you can't really see nothing. Nobody never there.
So do you ever travel along the East Coast, or you always go towards the?
Yeah, East Coast. When I was there, the main place was they had some place getting out of Tennessee too. Out of Tennessee,
Yeah.
they had a place out in I'm trying to think of the West Coast part. I mean the East Coast. I think it was North Carolina. They had something out there. But a lot was on the west.
Because if I'm not mistaken, from what I've seen, what I've learned before, is that most of your stuff along the East Coast, because you know that's where the country pretty much began, was along the East. The colony
population on the East Coast.
Yeah, and most of it is public property, private property that the public owns. So you have more property and acres and stuff like that belong to individuals more than we can't habitat here. There's a lot of places in the West Coast and in the deserts that you just can't habitat.
Yeah, can't habitat.
You know what I'm saying? So it's mostly more government owned out there just because of that fact. No public will can ever live out here.
Right. What's that movie that just came out? I can't even remember the name of it. It's about the nuclear bombs and everything.
Oh, I'm not
Because that's what they practice out there in down in New Mexico. You got two big areas, Alamos, Los Alamos. I might be in the name right, but you got them areas in New Mexico that they practice atomic bomb and all that stuff out there. So that's why you got all them areas in the desert that can do all that stuff.
Now what made you want to get into aviation? Because if I wasn't surprised, I mean, if I ain't know no better, I could have swore that, you know, at one time you was just going to a community college just to do something.
Yeah.
You was just going to have somewhere to go in the morning.
Yeah. Get away from my daddy. Act like I was doing something. Get out the house.
So where did aviation come from? Because that ain't nothing that we ever talked about, you know, even growing up. Nobody we never knew where we came up from ever said anything about wanting to work on airplanes, wanting to be some type of anything in aviation. We may have wanted to work at Ford and GM and Chrysler, and after that, everything else was a failure.
All right, working at the plants, I didn't mind it, but it always hurt my hands. It cramped up my hands and everything. Made my hands all cramped up. But then my sister, her husband, my brother-in-law, he worked on airplanes in the military. So I knew about that, about aviation through him. But what got me to do it was very simple. It was a very simple thing. I partied all night. Right. Had a hangover. So I had to walk to the store, right? I had to go up to the store, go get me some Gatorade and some aspirin. And back in the day, you used to have them unemployment.
Oh yeah.
The unemployment little slots. You know what I'm saying? That's the side of the street.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Like in them yellow and pink little doors you pull
the
up.
Doors you pull open.
Yeah.
It's like you get the newspaper, where you get like the newspaper. So I opened it up when I was walking to the liquor store, and it said, "Yo, come to this school. MIAT, you can make this amount of money. I said, oh, snap, I ain't making that much kind of money working over here in these stupid old plants.
Right.
So I grabbed my aspirin and my Gatorade at the liquor store. Then I headed back to the house and I called them. And they was like, oh, yeah, you want to come to the school? I said, yeah, y'all make this much money? You come out to school? She said, yeah, you can make up to that. I said, how much, what's up to that? She said, you can start off like this. I said, bam. I said, I'll be there tomorrow. I went there tomorrow, fill out the paperwork. The next week I was in school.
How long was school?
2 years. I had to go 5 days a week, 6.5 hours a day.
For 2 years?
For 2 years, yeah.
Did it seem like it was ever going to end?
No, that jump was long. Cause I had to work from 6 in the morning. I worked from 6 in the morning to like 2:30 in the afternoon. Then I had to go to school from 3:30 to like 10. I don't know what it was, like 10:30. I can't remember the time. It was a long time ago.
No.
But yeah, so I got off. I know I got off late. Like 10. I didn't make it home till late, like at least 10:30, 11 o'clock at night every day.
So while you was when you first stepped into this building to a classroom to work on these planes, and the first day they gave you some damn tools.
No.
How did you look at them tools? I'm sure them tools didn't look nothing like you would at home. When you pull the drawer out, you got a hammer, a screwdriver, a bunch of random ass screws, and maybe a wrench that you don't know what is, what type of wrench it is.
No, the first time, I went there, and the first class I had was physics. I said, shit, I'm full. I said, whoa, hold on, I messed up. I was like, y'all gonna have to break this down to me big time, because I don't know this right here.
And take your time.
It came out with a lie. I was like, I'm looking at it, I'm like, everybody else know this?
Like, I know I can't be the only one.
I'm behind, bro. I'm behind. That was the first step. I was like, I got to get through this. I was like, I might be going back to the plant.
How did you get through it, though?
Just study every night, man. I didn't go to bed till like first year. I didn't go to bed almost at 2 o'clock every day.
Wow.
Then I got to be at work at 6. Yeah, it was a long first year.
Wow. So you had physics and what other class?
I'm trying to think of, it's just physics, and you got stuff about, it's just the different components and everything, fuel, and I don't know, it's something. It just shocked me. It was something different for me.
Yeah.
Doing that, you know what I'm saying? Because they got a lot of different classes in there. I can't remember all the classes, but they got a lot of different classes, and you just got to be prepared. You know what I'm saying? You got to study big time, because it was like going to work. The thing that was killing me was going to work, because you there. You got to go to work, then you got to go to school, and you don't got no time to study. You got to study as soon as you get home, so you can remember everything in your head. You don't remember everything, because after every week, and the end of every week, you have a test.
Wow.
So you got to study, then you got to hit the test. So
wow.
you get so many fails, so they kick you out.
And when did you finally know I can do this? What told you, what moment, what situation, what something said, I got this?
Oh, last week.
Well, shit, man, I guess it's better late than never.
I know, it's been 17 years. No, it took me like I say probably after the first month. I said, I got this.
Oh, okay.
Not too bad. I just got to study. That's all.
And then once you finished, what was the next process? What was the next process once you finished? Did they help you find a job somewhere? Did you have to continue?
Well, they did. During the whole process, like do the whole thing, they always have interviews. They had jobs and companies always come to the school all the time. So you just gotta always have your resume ready, and you just talk to different schools and like that. So before I was done, I had a job as an intern.
Oh, okay.
Like my last couple of months there, probably my last 5 months there, I was interning at the company I work at now. So this thing called C checks. You got a thing called A check, B check, C check. C checks is like you rip apart the whole plane. You check for corrosion. You check for if the cable's messed up, any instruments messed up, or anything. You just check for dents on the plane, paint's messed up. You're just making sure you tear apart the whole thing, just making sure there's no rust and nothing's wrong with it.
Except for when you go to Nevada. You get to land and take right back off.
Yeah. No, this check, you do this every 2 years, so you don't got to stop. You take apart the whole plane, you put it back together, and you fix everything all at that one time. You know.
Now, what did that look like to you? That. When you the first time you had to break down the whole plane.
So the first time I did it because I was doing an intern, I was like, dang, I can't believe I'm doing this. You know what I'm saying? I'm coming from, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, who thought I'd be working on airplanes? Because saw the hangar, I said, man, this is a big hangar. I was like, man, I'm on the airport. We on the plane doing all this stuff. Yeah, I'm like, it's kind of amazing. I was like, man, I can't believe I did this right here. It was something different.
Right.
It's something different.
So what was your first job as an aviation mechanic?
After my intern, my first job was I moved down to New Mexico for the company when I first got hired.
So when you say you moved down, you found a job down there, or you found a job here that moved down there?
I found a job down here. They didn't have. They asked me, "Do I want to move down to New Mexico?" I said, "Yeah, I had no problem with that.
Mm-hmm.
It's something new, new ladies." No. New environment.
Change it up real quick.
New environment.
So you get down there and you see. Had you been in New Mexico before?
Never been there.
So you get down there and you see New Mexico. What is you saying about New Mexico?
Oh, New Mexico was tight. It's the first time I drove. It took me forever to drive down there.
You drove?
Yeah, I drove down.
Wait a minute. You have a aviation certificate as a mechanic, and you drove a car and didn't fly?
I had to move some of my stuff down there. I didn't have much. I just had clothes and a TV.
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't have put that on the plane?
Nah, dog. No, it took me forever to drive down there. Nah.
They wasn't going to let you put your stuff on the plane. And
they could, but I needed a car.
They got rental cars?
How long I'm going to rent a car? I had a car
Shit,
there. I had to drive, get it down there.
You had a newer car that you drove down there?
I just bought the car the day before. I drove down. Look, I had the station wagon. It broke down. You was
gonna drive that down?
I was gonna drive it down there. And 2 days later, I was like, all right, I'm gonna pack this thing up and drive it down.
So the station wagon never
changed and everything.
So the station wagon never gave you no type of sign like this motherfucker can't make it no further than the city I live in.
You know, I don't know what I was thinking. Look, it had a hole in the floor. The doors didn't lock. Look,
man,
it was a stick. Oh man,
I think that was the Lex bubble.
No, that was Lex bubble. This was a green. This was green. That's
I didn't see that one.
The green one.
No.
Yeah, I had a green one.
So now, if you don't believe God is good, you got to know then God is good because He didn't let me drive this motherfucking car to New Mexico.
Right.
Because you could have been stranded. Who the hell did you know? I know you got a lot of family in most of the damn states in the country, but did you have any family going in that direction?
I don't think so.
And you would have been broke down trying to find it and then try to fix this car.
Yeah.
To get there just to say, I guess I'm gonna get on the bus.
Right. Yeah. That would have been messed up. It broke down like the day before I had to go, so I had to hurry up and go buy a car. I bought the car. I'm still driving today.
You bought that car 17 years ago?
Yeah, 17 years ago.
You never one time thought about contacting Ford and doing a commercial?
I should.
You should.
I should. It's a
They're
great
Ford
car.
tough.
It is.
It's Ford tough.
Yeah, it is. It's a good car.
So you get down there. You get down there in New Mexico. You don't know nobody. You ain't never lived. Is it desert like out there? Because the closest I've
on
been
the
to New
outside-
Mexico is Arizona.
Yeah, it is desert. No, in the city it's like a regular city, but you really don't got no grass or nothing. If you buy a house, you gotta have a lot of money and going on some grass. You got a lot of water. It's gonna be a high water bill. But outside the city, yeah, it's all desert. You know, it's all desert and stuff. Even next city, you know, you get a little green and everything,
Yeah.
but it's all desert. Yeah, it's all desert. The thing about moving to a new place, because you don't know nobody, you get to start
Right.
over. You know what I'm saying? That's what makes it exciting. You get to meet new people, get to party here, get to try to find all the party spots. You know what I'm saying? Places to eat, find a barbershop. I was surprised to find a barbershop down there, but and I had my locks too. Yeah, and I found somebody to do my locks. I found somebody to cut my hair. It was kind of perfect.
No, what the bars look like? The bars look like they look out on TV with the saloons, and you just push open the doors and they spin from side to side and shit. Everybody wearing ponchos.
And everybody trying to shoot you. Yeah. Nah. It's just regular bars. It's just regular little bars, you know, little clubs, little small bars, small clubs. There's nothing like real big. The town is not big, but it had a lot of casinos. It had 4 casinos in it because it had 4 reservations, like Indian reservations around it. So it had like Sandia, Route 66, Star, and it had another one. There's like 4 casinos right in the middle of it because you got you got Albuquerque, the city I moved in, and you got like 4 reservations. That's why it can't grow no more because you got 4 reservations.
Can't
right
grow no
around it.
more.
The city can't grow bigger than what it is, you know.
Because of the reservations
Yeah, the
around it?
reservations are surrounded, you know what I'm saying?
Did you ever go on the reservation? Did you have any friends on the reservation? Did you kick it on the reservation?
Yeah, I did a couple times.
How is the reservation?
I mean, some of them okay, some parts are not.
Can you drink on the reservation?
Yeah, you can drink.
I thought you couldn't drink on reservations.
You can drink.
I thought.
Why not? Why not? You
I thought reservations were dry.
No,
And the reason why the alcoholism is so high is because they can't drink, so a lot of them just go off the reservation to drink and then come back and.
You've been watching the man or listening to the man too much.
No, you know, it was some stuff I was watching in Alaska.
Oh, okay. No, I guess you can drink. I drank on there. You know what I'm saying? There wasn't no problem with that. It's like the country, living in the country when you're on the reservation. If you went to the south or somewhere like up north, and it's just like wide open. It's like you might got a house right here, and the next mile you might have another house. Next mile you might have another house. Or this area you might have a bunch of trailer parks right here, or something like that. 4 or 6 trailer parks. Then you might have a bunch of houses down a couple of miles down the road. Because reservation is huge. You know what I'm saying? It's like a city, and it's like the city of Taylor, but you only got like 500,000-600,000, say 2,000 people.
Oh wow!
So you got everybody spread it out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I mean.
So how long was you in New Mexico working there?
I think 5 years.
You was there 5 years?
Yeah.
And that's how you was there 5 years. How you get back here then?
I just moved back. The company ended up losing the contract with the government. So
what you do?
Here.
I'm sure they done had this contract for many years. And the first time they bring a motherfucking black man over to a reservation,
I was the only black man.
all the shit go wrong. Now the reservation is integrated. Now you get all these babies here related to each other with different mamas. Then the company lose their job. Then the company lose their contract, and then you bring your ass here.
Yeah, bro. I didn't want him to come back. I'm still trying to leave now. I thought about thinking I'm trying to leave.
Where you trying to go now?
Anywhere south. Warm up, man. If I can go south and warm up.
What your wife say about that?
I don't know.
You haven't asked? You didn't say nothing?
She moved everywhere I go.
What you talking about? But she don't have no say so? I'm trying to get like that.
She got some say so.
I'm trying to get like that.
She always got some say so.
I'm trying to get like that.
She
You ain't
always
got
got some say so. You ain't getting me in trouble. I ain't drunk enough yet.
So you said earlier you was the only black person there. Now overall, do you see a lot of black aircraft mechanics?
No, you don't. It's not that many. You don't see them at all. Really, I don't know why a lot of kids is not doing it. That was one thing with that school. I saw a couple of black kids in there, right? But you finished the school, like they made it shorter now. It's like it used to be like 2 years, whatever how many years I did. I think I did 2 or 2.5. But they shorted down like I think 18 months or something like that.
Why, how you go from 2 years to 18 months?
They shorted down and made it more money. I think when I was there it was like 28,000 to go. I think it's almost 50,000 now for to get the license I got.
And you paid yours off?
Yeah, I paid mine.
Damn. Look, I need to go fix me a damn thing. I'm still working on my student loans.
No, I got no student loans.
I'm still working on my student loans.
So, what it is though, but you see a lot of black kids come through, but they drop out. They drop out. You got like different blocks. They call it blocks. You learn different stuff like for fuel system, engines, hydraulics. They make it a block. You know what I'm saying? Different systems. So I don't know if they think it's too hard in the block dropping out. Then sometimes when they do finish the whole school, after you finish the whole school, you have to take a test. Take a big test. You got to take. It's called airframe and power plant. It's 2 tests you got to take. A lot of people don't take the test. They don't study enough. Take the test and they just have the debt, but never take the test, never get the license, so they never get a job.
So they go to school, they pass school.
Yeah.
You get a certificate or a degree?
You get a certificate.
You get your certificate, but you gotta go to the state and take a.
You don't get a certificate when you pass. Look, yeah, you get a certificate when you get out of school, but you got to go to the state, the FAA. You got to take a test with the FAA, with the government. Yeah,
so you take the test with the FAA.
Right.
They give you the stamp of approval.
Right.
Then you can do it, but you can go to school, finish school, but then take this final test with the FAA. Don't pass it, and like you said, you get all the debt and no job.
Yeah, you got all the debt, no job.
So did that scare you?
Yeah, a little bit. I was like, I gotta pass this thing, man. It took me I passed my you get 2 different tests, airframe and power plant. I passed my airframe. It took me a minute to pass my I never failed the test now.
Yeah.
It took me a minute to pass the power plant because it's like I don't know how many questions it could be 200 or more, or 300 more questions, something like that. Because first you got to do a written test and pass the test. Then you got to do a hands-on test so you know they really know what you're doing.
Yeah.
You got to do safety wiring. You got to do something to the engine. Do something with hydraulics. Blend a prop. It's like a prop that have dents. You got to file it out, make sure it's good and all that stuff. It's a lot of different tests they have you do.
Wow.
So you got to do all this stuff hands-on for every subject, for every subject they have. A lot of people just don't do it, man. It's nervous because it takes, man, you could be there all day. It took me, it's like 15 hours for one of my tests.
15 hours?
15 hours.
You had to come back and finish the rest?
No, man, I did one for like, it was like 15 or 12 hours. I did one other one. Then the next day I came back and did the other part. It was like 15, 12. It was long. It was 2 days.
So that's how they weed out those that really want to do it and those that think they want to do it.
Yeah. So I mean, it was long.
Wow.
But I knocked it out. It was good.
So
a lot of people don't do it. A lot of people don't finish it. I don't know why. You have all that debt. You have no license. You have no job. And now you're working at Walmart.
With a big ass debt.
Yeah, bigger debt.
Wow.
That's a lot of black kids I see that do that.
Wow.
I understand. But there's a lot of other kids do that too. But I see a lot of blacks that's dropping out. They got to finish. There's not a lot of blacks in this industry.
Yeah, no.
There's a lot of money to be made. You just got to go to school. You're not going to a regular college. I don't know if they don't know about it.
I don't think that. I don't think
they enough. They don't know about it or something like that.
I really don't think they really know about it. I really don't think, because you got to think, when we was coming up, the only thing that was ever taught to was you got to get a job. You got to get a job. You got to get a job. No one ever broke down that in order to get this job, this has to happen. You got to go through all these steps to get this one. You got to go through all these steps to get that one. You got to do, it's just, all right, I have an interview. All right, get my job. When we coming up, nobody, if you don't know a pilot, you don't know a mechanic, you're never gonna have them conversations of being a pilot, being a mechanic, being a professional, anything. You always gonna hear just get a job, and it's like well shit, that's very vague.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And shit, nah, I got to work right now. I don't got time to take all these damn tests. So I'm gonna go ahead and do what I can get right now, and cost it also cost the least. Shit, nobody. I never knew what intern was until I became an adult. You know, until I became an adult, I heard the word intern. You can intern here, you can intern here, you can intern there, but nobody never said that when you intern, that means you don't went to school. Before you graduate school, you're gonna intern. You're gonna pretty much volunteer all your time and get graded on this shit, and not make no money. Right. And maybe that job right there offer you a position, or maybe they won't offer you a position. Maybe you'll pass the class, maybe you won't pass the class. But you're gonna intern, and it's gonna be free. It's gonna be for free. You know what I'm saying? Nobody never broke it down, necessarily to us, to explain to us that's what happens. So you get a lot of kids that don't understand that shit either. So that's why I feel like we need more people like say yourself that don't mind going to what they have at the schools when they have career days at the schools.
Oh, I know you're saying. You're talking about people going to do career day.
You go to career day and you go in there and you explain what it is you do for your job and how you get it. You know what I'm saying? I think more of us need to just volunteer our time and let these kids know.
Do that.
Yeah, because you get a lot of kids out here today, like say, that had these advantages. Parents had these, some of these kids that had these advantages. Because that's just what their parents been doing, but shit, you got a lot of kids that come from where we come from and just, live in the gutter. You're never going to hear about this shit. You're going to hear about running numbers. You're going to hear about smoking cigarettes and shit like this, whereas on the other side of these tracks, that's what they talk about. They talking about bonds. They talking about IBA. They talking about all this financial shit and all these things that can get you ahead and putting you in these different programs. Putting you in different programs, so you are already 20, 30 years ahead of a motherfucker that live in the hood that's never hearing about this conversation but just stumbles across it. Right. So yeah, so I mean,
it's a lot of jobs out there. A lot of things to us, I don't know that much, but I just like a lot of this AI stuff is coming out, right?
Yeah.
A lot of this automatic stuff or robot stuff is taking over a lot of jobs. That's why I think a lot of people need to get in like trades, a lot of trades.
Yeah,
you got because a robot can't do my job.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or a robot can't be a carpenter. A robot can't be an electrician. A robot can't be a plumber. You're always gonna need that. It can't be a regular car mechanic, a diesel mechanic. You can't do that.
And I think trade schools are very underrated because when people say go to school, without even saying it, you're just hearing college. Right. Versus go to school for a trade. Because universities and colleges aren't for everybody. You know what I'm saying? But this trade can be for me.
Trade is very easy because everything is going to be hands-on. Whatever you learn in the book, they're going to, like school I went to, you'll have like 3 or 4 hours of classroom, right? They'll teach you whatever in the classroom. Then you go the other 3 hours in the lab. The lab is hands-on. So whatever you just learn in the classroom, you go learn the same things on hands-on.
Right.
So you can learn it. You'll pick it up quicker. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A lot of trade schools is like that. They talk to you in the book, then they show you hands-on, so you should be able to pick it up. I mean, a lot of stuff. I mean, because a lot of people I hate it. You gotta do reports and stuff. You gotta do essays and all this stuff.
Yeah,
I don't want to sit there and hear a lecture.
I do all
somebody talking and all that stuff. I ain't doing that. You know what I'm saying?
I do all that. I'm feeling very offended that you're talking about my career. I don't know what I had to do, brother. I had to go to class and sit there and take reports and listen to lectures and do research. I had to do all that stuff. I feel like you're taking the poke at my career. I ain't appreciating that shit.
I'm just saying, that ain't for everybody. That wasn't for me.
No, it's not for everybody. And I think they need to really emphasize trade schooling because a trade school, which I didn't understand when we was in school, when, you know, they had vocational. I didn't know what the fuck vocational meant. When we was in school, never came across it in a regular conversation.
Right.
Part of my regular conversations was, what the fuck is wrong with you? Nigga, I thought I told you. You know, shit.
Yeah. No, I know exactly what you're talking about. But nobody spoke about like trade school. Push. Oh, just go to trade school. I'm like, break it down to us. What I'm learning, how it's going to be taught, or what I can make, or I can work on my own. I can open my own business doing the trade school, or I can do this, or I can work for somebody and do. I can do side gigs and stuff. Then get my business up. I mean, you can do a lot of stuff.
A home is a trade school.
Yeah.
Because everything you do is a trade that got to be done to put this house up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got to have studs. You got to have concrete and foundation. You got to end up with nails. You got to end up with electricity. You got to end up with piping. All of it is a trade. And somebody can come in here and fix the shit because it ain't going to last forever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I really think they should push out, you know, more trades as well as going to college.
Yeah, you can make a good living on it.
Yeah.
Big time.
Man, you know, so yeah, I agree with you on that one.